or a pair of collaborative lawyers and settle the divorce quickly without a lot of drama or tension. Each resists the siren call of friends and relatives who, out of ignorance, counsel each to find a tough lawyer and fight. They maintain control of their lives and achieve a good divorce with relative ease. I would estimate that these couples represent about 15% of the divorcing universe, give or take a few percentage points. The second group is the opposite of the first. One or both of the couple are immature and take an adolescent approach to conflict. They believe that the other is at fault in the divorce and ought to be punished for his or her transgressions. They also tend to have a naive view of the court system as a place where judges can determine who is virtuous and who is evil and punish the evil spouse while rewarding the innocent spouse with money and the children. In these couples, each partner firmly believes that the entire failure of the marriage is the fault of the other, and each believes that he or she is completely innocent. Consequently, each believes that the other should absorb all of the dislocation and losses associated with the divorce. Because the other is so guilty and evil, there is no reason to apply principles of fairness to the outcome. These couples, if they have the money, are a divorce lawyer's dream. They are firm believers in fighting in the court and want their lawyer to be aggressive in vindicating their positions. One or both members of this couple are firmly committed to notions of fault, blame, and vindication, and explain the failure of the marriage exclusively in terms of the other's defects and character flaws. From the very beginning, these divorces tend to be heavily litigated, with each lawyer stroking the indignation of the client. Each motion in the courts is seen in terms of victory or loss, with the loser fantasizing revenge. These couples tend to engage in dirty tricks like emptying the bank accounts, cutting off credit cards, and tacitly encouraging children to take sides. Relatives and friends are recruited to serve as sounding boards about the bad acts of the spouse, so that each embattled spouse is surrounded by a coterie of friends and relatives egging them on. Given this scenario, there are certain inevitable consequences. First, the ability to cooperate as parents is lost. There is no trust and very poor communication. Among the most unfortunate of these couples, communication occurs only through the lawyers, with a single exchange taking weeks. Children are very confused by this process, with depression, poor school performance, and acting out commonly is seen. In the course of attacking each other, each spouse undermines the authority of the other parent. Custody fights are not uncommon in such cases. In the bad divorce, people tend to demonize their spouses over time, creating a distorted legend about the other that poisons the relationship between them. So, as these divorces draw to a close, frequently after years of battle, the ability to cooperate is completely destroyed, as each spouse will loudly proclaim that you can't cooperate with an untrustworthy, mentally disturbed, and vicious ex-spouse. So, this is the posture in which the actors are frozen as the curtain descends. The problem, when there are minor children, is that the curtain never really comes down, because there is a long future that requires interaction between the two until the children are grown up. The bad divorce produces these consequences: continuing litigation over children and money, psychologically disturbed children, a continuing obsession about the ex-spouse that ties together the two of them in a toxic relationship which neither can escape. Economic deprivation caused by ever-mounting legal bills which many cannot pay, resulting in collection efforts by one's own lawyer. This continuing struggle makes it very difficult to heal and get on with one's life. You can't find your balance as a single person because you are so embroiled with the ex. Your children are in turmoil, which makes your life more difficult. And as you try to build a new relationship, you tend to drag all this destructive baggage into the new relationship.